Hi, I'm Jen. Most people would call it a she shed. It's Studio J will be the official name when it's truly complete, which it just about is. But welcome. When I first saw the building, there was a female cat with 12 kittens in here. We called it the cat shack, which is why it became the she shack and then the she shed. But we didn't know. I will be honest about that. When we bought the property, there wasn't a vision for an artistic outlet. But within about a year, it ended up in my book. Once I started drawing it out, and it went through a couple metamorphoses, we thought it would take us 1 year. It actually took us 2.5 long years. She Shed Studio J was 110% Dennis and I. Made, created, we had no professional help. His sister, who is as handy as he and I are, helped with the deck and the drywall. She would have helped more, but she doesn't live close by. On the front here, the front of this building is, let's see, about 3.5 feet higher than it was originally. That's a brand new building. All those windows, super great. I got on Craigslist, $125, and they're Anderson windows. They are better than the windows in my house. The fascia, I designed myself and also created myself. All the trim, also designed and did myself as well. So the front siding here is cement board. And it's the only siding that we actually paid money for. The previous building, this would have been the original stop, okay? And then this is the bump out, as I call it. We call it the bump out. This is such a special wall because this is all the original siding from the original building turned around. We threw away anything that was rotten, but turned around so that we had a nice clean, it was beautiful. You can't buy wood anymore like they used to make it. So this was original white pine. And same with a lot of the trim, not the front, but a lot of this trim is trim that we pulled off of all these buildings as we redid them. The biggest argument that we had besides the bump out was a huge argument. I think for a year it was like, that is a horrible idea. And Dennis now agrees it was a great idea. The second one was the deck, and I wanted a huge deck. And this is as big as I talked him into, and it is our favorite spot. We call it the sun deck. In the winter, the sun sets, and it can be really winter, and we can sit out here, no shoes or socks, and the sun just bakes us. In fact, it's so hot we can't sit out here and like get a tan because in July and August, it's ridiculous. So yeah, so deck was done one weekend. His sister helped us with that. So I'll show you inside now. All right, so come with me. All right, so we'll start here and we'll just kind of go around, point out a couple really cool things I think anyway are really cool. So this is the bump out. This was the addition. So the greatest thing about this couple things, there's no one great thing, but these boards are the original boards that were on the roof. Turned around, stained, and actually whitewashed. They were whitewashed with a color stain. But you can still see the grooves from the original sawmill. Like, we didn't do that. This was a Craigslist find that started out as like the most incredible savings and turned into horrific money spent because there was a broken stained glass in it. So I took it to a stained glass guy in Lancaster, and he charged me 4 times what the lamp cost, but it was so worth it because it was so beautiful. The crown molding, this was all handmade. We made that. I showed Dennis a YouTube video and said, make a jig. I know you can do it. And he did. I could have, and it wouldn't have turned out that good. That's how we are. But this is vintage from a salvaged antique barn in Westchester. The corner fireplace was a vision almost from the beginning, and this is slate tile from Dennis's original family home, like a family, like an 1800s. This was my original dining room table when we moved in. Dennis bought it for me. So we have a really large dining room, and so it's special to me. Wasn't a great table to have long term, but it is a great project table. Both the ends pull out and I can work on them. These cabinets are super cool. They're from a custom cabinet maker shop. I'm not sure where he was located, but he shut down, and he donated. These were showroom. That's why they're shallow. They're not deep, because they were on a wall in a showroom, and he donated them to Habitat for Humanity. And I got one of them for $15 and one of them for $18. These hinges alone are like $50 to $75 each. So eventually there's going to be a pegboard here with more stuff. So this is an original beam from this building, and we bought a pendant light kit, which is the better way to go because it's all up to code. Okay, these are all dollar store vases that we drilled with a glass drill thing, and added the Edison lighting. And then the bench is 1 or 2 by 12s, 2 by 12s that I burned, and then I stained and I painted, and I added layers and layers of paint and routed the grooves. Then I cut the wine corks in thirds so they'd fit into the 3/8 depth, and then we poured an acrylic top. But the last thing I'll say is about the ceiling, because this was like such a labor of love, and it's our favorite thing. And there's no great story about this as far as I found it here and I saved this kind of money. Nope. We got it at Kozer's, which is a discount lumber store in Elizabethtown, and took it in the basement, sanded, stained, polyed, and hung it. And we actually did it way before you're supposed to because we were so excited about it. So I think in the interior, it was the first thing done. And Dennis put all these resets. So he's an electrician. So I have a lot of receptacles. I have a receptacle in every wall, and 2 on this side, and I use them all. Like I sometimes have something plugged everywhere. But the LED recessed lighting was a big, huge clearance thing I found at Home Depot in King of Prussia by accident. It's not like I don't go looking. I had a running list for 2 years of what I wanted for this place, and if I found it and it was budget or under, I got it. This is an original stud from the original wall, the original building. So it's actually ends right here, which is where the original wall ended, was back here. You can kind of see it's tucked in there. And nobody really agreed with me to leave it and like drywall around it, but I love that it's there. So we did drywall, but we used a moisture barrier, like what someone might put in their bathroom area, because we are in a damp area. So there are I'll be honest, there is some finger crossing on all of this because we're in a damp area. This doesn't stay heated all the time. It's not going to be cold in the summer. So there could be ongoing maintenance just because of that, but hopefully not too much. This is a place to hang out. I've had meetings here already, business meetings, write, paint if I want to, draw. I have 2 nephews and niece. We'll do little projects with them. I plan to do some renovations, refinishing furniture, rehabbing stuff that I will sell because it's a hobby, but I'm not going to collect all the furniture in the world. I have this idea, and I don't know if it'll happen. Maybe it will because of this, but I think a lot of women have ideas, but they either are single and or their husbands don't do it and or they don't have the resources. I would love to somebody bring hey, I want to make an island out of this desk. Well, I'll let you do it. I don't want to do it. But I'll show you. I'll show you how to use everything. I didn't show you my wood shop, but I have all the tools and we can finish it in here. And I don't want to do classes or anything. I don't want nothing. This isn't a business, but it's a hobby. But I would love, I'm not the only person addicted to Pinterest, and not everybody, like I said, has those resources. So I would love to do something like that. The biggest tip is that you have to be willing to put in the hours of preparation. So planning, square footage, studs, shopping, keeping an eye out, having your friends and family keep eye out. Have a budget if you want. If you don't need a budget, good for you. But planning's the biggest thing, because then when you run into, oh crap, what do I do here? It's not as big of an oh crap because you had so much planned.